The clips used in this video belongs to their intended owners and has no copyright intentions whatsoever. Each video is for entertainment and educational purposes only.
I just got back home from work, guys. But I still do this anyway, because I like it. For some strange reason, my brain thought, hey, let's do something fun after work. Let's make a Solving Autisms puzzle video. That will require no energy whatsoever. Don't grow up, guys. Growing up stinks. Solving Autism's Puzzle, Episode 57, My Struggles, Take 4. What is up, my fellow puzzle solvers? It's your bestest pal, Greg, here. And welcome to another exciting episode of Solving Autism's Puzzle. Now, you may notice that I'm not all dressed up in my usual YouTube attire, but that's mostly because I'm going to be a little bit serious here today. And I know I've already made another serious video, but I kind of wanted to be able to say this just to be able to clear some things about my last video. Trust me, I'm not quitting Solving Autism's Puzzle. I'm going to keep making Solving Autism's Puzzle videos no matter what. And no one's trying to make me quit Solving Autism's Puzzle. It's just that I kind of want to make my previous video just to be able to get some things off of my chest and be able to let you guys know that I'm just human, and that YouTubers are pretty much human too. Basically, we're not just faces on screens. We're people who go through everyday life, and we all have some bad experiences with what's going on in the outside world. And I kind of wanted to share a little bit with that with you guys, to be able to let you know that that nothing about me is fake, and that most of the things that I say here in Solving Autism's Puzzle is real, and that I wanted to be able to let you guys know how things are. And speaking of which, I kind of wanted to be able to make this particular video to be able to tell you guys a little bit about some of the struggles I go with involving with my autism, because in order to truly understand autism, in order to truly understand how impactful certain accomplishments are that very special people with autism you kind of have to understand the struggles that they go through. I'm definitely not without my struggles either. And in fact, some of the struggles I went through made me who I am as a person, and well, persevering through them is what made me who I am, and the people who pushed me to persevere through those particular struggles made me who I am. And just to list a few of the struggles I've went through, one of the first struggles I used to go through was picking up on certain types of social cues, because back when I was, say, in 6th grade, or even before I was in 6th grade, there were some times where I would just keep my hand raised and be able to not pick up on when I should be able to put it down after a question's been answered. Mostly because being autistic, sometimes you don't always pick up on certain types of patterns and certain types of social cues that happen in classrooms or at home or at any sort of social outing. And thanks to my support group in Mason, and some of the support groups and thanks to the Autism Society of Greater Cincinnati, and a lot of the autism organizations I've been involved with over the years, they've really helped me be able to break away from that, to be able to understand how to be able to interact and how to be able to basically be able to thrive in a social setting. Now, another struggle that I kind of go through, and it's a little bit hard for me to talk about, but it's mostly involving trying to find romance in a way. And I know that that may seem kind of silly at first, but sometimes with people with autism, sometimes they have a hard time figuring out who to be able to best share a romantic relationship with each other, to find someone who is really interested in them and then be interested in them back. And that's kind of what I'm trying to go through now. And I'm in the process of trying to find romance. I do want to be able to one day be able to be married and have a family. That's something that I'd still definitely want to be able to do with my life. And at first I wasn't really sure about how to be able to, wasn't really all that interested at first, but I kind of, or rather I wasn't able to understand how to be able to do that at first, but I've think I've figured out some ways to be able to find out who to be able to find love with. And one more thing that one more struggle that I go through, and I still kind of struggle with this to this day, is figuring out is dealing with high stress situations, because sometimes, because most of the time with people with autism, they can't really think under, I know that, well, think of it this way, if I can get my words out. You know that those phrases that some people that sometimes say that they often work well under pressure. Well, I'm the exact opposite. I do not work well while I'm under pressure. Sometimes when I'm under a very high stress and very high pressured situation, sometimes I tend to freeze up, I tend to tense a bit and try to be able to internalize myself and figure out how to be able to best overcome that situation, how to be able to understand how to be able to get out of that certain situation. Because, as I've said, people with autism, mostly because when stuff like that happens, people with autism tend to get overwhelmed with all these thoughts and all these certain situations that they can put themselves through. It kind of goes into like it kind of goes into what's the word for it, social stimuli, or rather sense stimuli, where where there's just so much, so many thoughts, so many actions, so many things to be able to keep into account of, that they tend to get overwhelmed. Most people with autism tend to be overwhelmed by certain situations that force them to be able to try to think and to try to choose which choices to go through to be able to get out of those situations. And I have been getting better at managing my stress and being able to figure out what would be the best course of action to get out of a highly stressful situation, but it's still kind of something that still bothers me a little bit to this day, and it still impacts me a little bit. Not to the point where I'm overly anxious about things, but to where I kind of still feel like it's something that I think about often. But that's pretty much but that's just one of the things that I want to be able to kind of share with you guys involving my struggles with autism. And that's kind of the thing about life. It's not, you can't always have the good without having the bad first, because I'm sorry for coughing a lot, but one of the things that my point is that not everything in life is perfect, and sometimes you have to go through a lot of rough edges, especially when you're dealing with autism, in order to be able to, in order to be able to find that the end of the rainbow, to try to find success. And that's kind of my biggest advice to people who are raising someone who has autism, or who might be involved with someone who has autism. And that's basically to never expect perfection, to never try too much to stress them out, but don't try to be able to sugarcoat it either, because all that's going to do is just make them more complacent. You know, there's just a certain balance you need to have sorry, in order to be able to treat that person with autism, in order to be able to raise that person with autism, to be able to help them succeed, to be able to help them achieve what they want. And that's kind of the important thing that I want to touch on, that life isn't perfect and autism isn't perfect either. But I do promise to be able to not overwhelm this channel with too much seriousness and too much sorry and stuff like that. But basically, I just wanted to be able to do stuff like that, to be able to show you guys that, basically to be able to be honest with you guys about who I am, and to be able to be honest about some of the things that I go through with autism. And I feel like I can definitely share it with you guys, because of how there's still so many of you that watch my videos, and there's still so many of you that are still subscribed. And I want to be able to thank each and every one of you for still doing that. That means so much to me. But speaking of speaking of not too serious things, in my next video I'm gonna do a new segment on my YouTube channel called Greg's Funny Dubs, where I'm going to be able to take certain clips from TV, movies, video games, basically anything that's on the internet and more, and be able to put some of my audio clips on them, just to be able to make them a little bit funny. Oh, and also, I've got a new vlog camera. It's a Dragon Touch camera that I got off of Amazon, and I wanted to be able to basically make this sort of a regular thing, to have a new, like, much more better, I should say, vlogs for you guys, because it can be a little bit much for my phone. Not to say that my phone is bad or anything, it's just that it doesn't really have as much to offer as, say, this little buddy. So as soon as I figure out how it works, I'll definitely be able to use it to record a lot of my vlogs and a lot of my trips. So to be able to conclude everything, I'm not going to quit solving Autism's puzzle anytime soon. I'm definitely not going to let myself keep getting discouraged by whatever stuff happens in my daily life that would prevent me from doing this, because I love doing this. I feel like I can be myself with solving Autism's puzzle, and I feel like no matter what happens, I'm always going to be there for you guys, and I'm always going to put my best foot forward with solving Autism's puzzle, because solving Autism's puzzle gives me a cause to fight for. It gives me something to live for, something to look forward to, something that I can really put a lot of myself into. And I really like the fact that so many of you still support me, so many of you who still watch me support me and have done so much to be able to keep the subscribers up and to keep the views up on my channel. And I like I said, I cannot thank you enough for this, and words cannot describe how much gratitude I have that I can never truly end up repaying. So with that being said, before my voice totally goes, if you guys like this video, do me a solid and show that like, share, comment, subscribe button some love. And as always, I will see you next time. I'm so tired, guys. I just got back home from work. But I still do this because I like it. And forgot my microphone. Great, Greg. Professionally done. How important these accomplishments are to those who have gone above and beyond what autism is, like I have with the Yes I Can Awards. I kind of also want to be able to, if I can get myself adjusted for 1 second, I kind of also want to be able to touch on, and I've lost my train of thought. But again, autism. What is up, my bestest pals on the internet who are currently watching my YouTube videos? Shoot, I was trying to say what is up, my fellow puzzle solvers, but it came across as bestest pals. This probably won't be the last time I flub up my lines. Make this video to be able to let you guys know that let you guys know about what's been man, I just cannot be able to get my lines straight today. There, I think I got it out.